Focus group 1. Some guy's late, but we'll be fine. Hey. Okay. My name is Roger dos Santos. If you didn't know. Today's topic will be indecency in sex and television advertisement. And we're just going to start with a small discussion, seeing as there's only 2 females and 4 guys, which is a bit uneven, but which is fine. If you could go around and just talk about what sex appeal means to you, what would have to be included for it to be sexually appealing? Will?
For a show to be sexually appealing?
Or advertising to be, yeah, an advertisement. For it to be sexually appealing, what would have to be included?
Well, definitely some form of
nudity. Jamie?
I wouldn't think nudity necessarily, it's sort of their actions.
Their actions. Good.
Body.
Their body.
Their body.
In terms of?
If it's a guy, like if you're watching, say like a perfume advert or whatever, 6-pack, tanned, beach, body.
Tobias?
I think like the connection they have with each other. Because if they're not even looking at one another, then it's not like, doesn't look like they're really into it.
Brad?
I think music can play a big part.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say music and like lighting and surroundings affects.
Okay. So far so good. So I'm going to show you a first clip. This is considered to be moderate, but very sexually appealing indeed. Jamie, what did you think was most sexually appealing about that advert?
Well, they focused on eating a lot, but they focused on the roses as well, which is meant to be like romantic.
Did you think it would be a jewellery advert by any chance?
Well, aside from the whole Dolce Gabbana logo, no. Look more like just like a.
Would you say it was?
advert.
Would you say it was effective? Would you say it was effective in terms of getting like a message across that their jewellery is so enticing?
Attention. I didn't know much of what was about perfume, so.
Okay.
No idea.
Okay. Perfect. So we're going to go into a few statements here. Television advertising based on sexual appeal often displays nudity or partial nudity. Do you agree or disagree or add anything to that?
I agree. Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
Models in sexual perceived advertisements are exceptionally good looking. Do you agree, Will?
Yeah, she was good looking.
Tobias?
Yeah.
Girls?
Yeah.
Makes
Right.
it more appealing.
Okay. Imagery and words can have sex appeal in television advertisements. Imagery and words can have sex appeal in television advertisements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely just see that through.
Okay. Which leads to the next advertisement. This is a Dutch advertisement which was actually on TV, so.
Het informatienummer 118 stopt. Vanaf nu bel je voor nummerinformatie en doorverbinden met 1850. En 1850 doet er alles aan om een nieuw informatienummer bekend te
got a joker. Okay. Let's get out of that. Fourth state, movement in television advertisement can have sexual appeal. Movement. Tobias? Movement
I think
alone.
The sexually appealing bit was just the eye contact that she had with the guy.
Okay.
Not necessarily like leaning over into the coffee cup in the bowl or whatever.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Taz?
I think it does, definitely, because I feel like your body is the most sexual part of anything, whether your eyes or not. You can do so much more with your body than you have with your eyes.
Okay. Advertisements can be sexual due to lighting, music, and setting. So it doesn't have to include a very attractive model, but the lighting, the music, and setting can be sexually appealing.
Yeah, I agree, because you could just have like a hot, steamy shower with some mood lighting, and then you have the.
Okay. Perfect. This was a Burger King one. At the end, I'll also ask you what advert you thought was banned, and then I'll ask why. Okay.
Wish your chicken was bigger. There are chicken and 3 new flavors. Honey mustard.
Okay, sexual advertising is discriminating to both men and women. If you agree for just women, state so. For just men, or usually both. Jamie,
I think both.
why?
Well, that one, like, she was pole dancing for him. She was about to for him because he had a bit bigger chicken.
Taz?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, especially with the men, obviously he had a smaller chicken and he had a bigger chicken.
Mhm.
That means, we all know what that means. And then, yeah, she was about to just do whatever, get naked for him.
For the long chicken.
Yeah.
Will?
Yeah, I would say so.
Would you say it's discriminating for both, just women or just men?
Just a bit of both, like the whole sexual innuendo about the whole thing could be implied, you know, not great for women and men,
Mhm.
both, on both sides of the spectrum.
Brad?
Just echo that really. Is
Yeah.
it just about that advert?
No, just in general now.
Well, in general, mainly women get
Mate, you think mainly women are
more,
discriminated?
but from that example, it was a bit like.
Okay. Now, this one is, you react with awkward tension to male or female nudity in advertisements. What I mean by that is men are seen to act with energy arousal, which can be stated as horniness or anything else of the above, and women tend to have a tense reaction, which means they're kind of awkward in the way when they show an explicit nudity. With what you've seen so far, would you react more energy arousal, like, or would you see it more as kind of just neutral? I'm kind of used to it.
I would say it's quite neutral, especially in today's modern age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot more.
Tobias?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Neutral. Okay. Is it okay to use sexual appeal in advertisements at all times, depending on the product? So it could be, I don't know, a soap or a bowl of soup. Is it okay to use sexual advertisements at all times, depending on the product?
I can see why they do it, because
Yeah.
sex sells.
Yeah, but if like you had a cold, you needed like a cold flu thing, you wouldn't really want to be the worst advert.
There's advertisements with erotic appeal change your attitude towards the brand. For example, you see Calvin Klein and I don't know, a pair of boxers that just says Adidas on it. Are you inclined to, I don't know, buy the Calvin Klein because they're most notedly for being sexy, or does it matter? Does it ever matter to you in terms of brand?
I don't think it really matters, because to be honest, the adverts don't really work to me. Like the sexual feel to it, it doesn't really make me want to go out and buy that product.
Okay.
Okay. Instead, it kind of like does the opposite.
Right.
Like, it kind of puts me off that brand.
Why would it do that?
Well, I just think they're exploiting that way of advertisement to try and get you to buy their products when it's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Last two. Don't worry, boys. We can't all look like this. What is he doing?
Don't judge. What's it say? Okay, to write that down.
So I'll ask that question again to the ladies. Did you feel any sort of energy arousal
Yes.
when seeing male
Yes.
nudity? And guys, did you feel any tension or energy arousal or
Awkward scene in line there.
that was potential? Tobias?
Enjoyed it.
I will
Me
say,
too.
was he advertising, what was he advertising?
He was advertising the men's M&S men's collection.
That's the only thing that I didn't like is the underwear he wore. So it was like, no, they were like, they're not like, you don't,
So you-
guys are boxers and.
So you can say pretty much they branded him as the product, and you're not even
Yeah.
paying
You're not
attention
really
to the.
yeah.
But you liked it regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Would you say it was effective?
Yeah.
I think it would be more effective for women to buy their partners that than men.
Will?
Yeah, I agree with that quite.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
And last one.
Sincerely, yes. Sex told us so much about it.
Oh, we think that.
Yes, of course. Ladies, look good. Dad, this is Shannon. Shannon, and this is Mary. That is Jessica. Cindy, Sarah, Elizabeth.
What a boy. Okay, sex is an extremely effective tool in selling products.
But isn't that false advertisement, that specific advert?
In regards to what? Why?
Like they've used it as, you use these sprays, you're going to get these girls.
Uh,
Kind of thing.
It could be an argument. However, it's the idea that those sprays make you feel confident enough to do such a thing. But again, you could argue that it is very discriminating towards. Would you say it was discriminating towards females?
Yeah, a little bit. I wouldn't say like it's going to have like
If
feelings, but
if the advert was to change roles, so it was the girl, let's say it was perfume instead, and the girl was introducing many men to her house, would that be as effective? Would you see it as?
it'd still be discriminating against them. Yeah. But
It would seem worse though. Like it's great if a guy can get all these women, but if a girl got loads of men.
Right.
There's a little bit of humour to that in respect that loads of women were walking in, but I wouldn't see that if loads of guys were walking in.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Perfect. And lastly, let's go into these. Do you feel envy and compare your beauty to female or male models in sexual advertisement? Tobias.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, just because they get such beautiful people that you can't help but appreciate their beauty, because it's beauty that you don't have yourself.
Advertisements in with beautiful models change the perception of your own beauty. Will?
Yes.
So you'd watch a thing and think, oh, I don't look like that.
Well, yeah, but in today's society, everyone's sort of different. Everyone's unique in their own way. I
Mhm.
sort of tend to look at the other side,
Mm-hmm.
like admire them for who they are, but I'm independent. I sort of do what I want.
Jordan?
Yeah, sometimes it's hard because sometimes you've got to look beyond the advertisement and just think whether it's reality what they're doing or
Mm-hmm.
if it's going to happen to you. But it doesn't really change perception of my own beauty.
Jamie, Tad?
I mean, it used to. I used to be envious, I'd say. But as you get older, you realise you're just broke and they've got money. That's what it is. They've got makeup artists and stuff.
Jamie?
Like, yeah, but then they also get scrutinised and they're meant to be the best looking people on the earth. So,
Mhm. Would you say it would be more daunting for younger females when they're watching stuff like that? So, because obviously they're influenced easier, or you can argue that.
That and their bodies are changing from a younger age to
Yeah.
like then, and it's you don't feel so. Yeah, it's a tough time. Same with men. Like you don't.
Perfect. Does anyone have anything else to add from what you've seen, how you feel about sex and advertising at all? No? Perfect. We can conclude at 16 minutes 45.